Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in. This is the first episode of the Clarity Pod. I'm here with the lovely
I'm Jai Amira.
Jai Mara, and also
The Silver Fox.
the Silver Fox.
Daquan Owsley, yeah.
The Tulsa Silver Fox, that's what you called, right?
Right.
That's what you call it. In today's episode, I want to talk a lot about like the dating culture of today. I want to tell you guys a bit about like my solution to all the problems that people, guys, women, old, young, everybody's been telling me and sharing with me. The number one question everybody's asking is, where are the men? And pretty much what dating is like in Tulsa. I have a ton of horror stories, a few yay happy stories of like my experience dating from all over the East Coast to dating in Tulsa and how it's changed. I was speaking to Jai. You were one of the first people I met when I first moved to Tulsa, and you shared with me how like it actually varies coast to coast when you date. So guys you date in, or women you date in LA, or guys you date in LA versus how you dating New York, and then versus how you date in the middle is like kind of like meshed. You could touch up on that conversation we had. I think you had a really good point.
Yeah, I think cultural norms play a lot into how people have their own expectations of dating, women and men. And so just seeing that play out, I've lived in a couple of places. I grew up in Dallas, went to high school in Atlanta. So growing into adulthood, still had a bunch of friends there. Went to college in DC and then later moved to New York. And also have a bunch of friends and have had a lot of work in the West Coast out in Cali. And I've just found that like culturally, it differs. There might be more of an expectation for like that Southern hospitality, women to be sweeter, more docile, men to be more gentlemanly and like the protector and like clearly the protector in the South versus like in the East Coast. I think there isn't that assumption that a woman is more docile or needs protection in that same way. So men might not approach their date with that same type of energy. And I'm not saying one of those is wrong or right. I've felt like I've fallen into the different categories depending on different stages of my life. So I don't think any different approach is necessarily wrong. I just think that where you are can oftentimes inform how you're dating.
Yeah, so we were speaking and you were telling me like guys from LA, like they don't really invite you out one-on-one on a date. They more like introduce you to your circle or do like this social thing where, hey, like come to this party I'm going to. And to me, being from New York, like that's kind of weird, honestly. It's like if I'm getting to know you, I'm a vibe with you, I'm getting to know you. I'm not going to bring it to like my friends.
Yeah.
That's like the third step.
I mean, but I think socially, dating also reflects social norms too. So like,
yeah.
In LA, if you're looking to climb ladders in industry, you're trying to stay connected with people, you're trying to see who you know, who like
Network.
Who, you're trying to network. Yeah. So I think that somebody, how do I say this? You know what? I'm gonna just say it. You don't want to date people in LA sometimes don't want to date somebody who doesn't know anybody. That might have to be an intentional choice that you have to make. Now, this is a generalization. I'm just saying in my experience, I've seen people want to be in proximity with other people who are in proximity to people who are important.
But is that dating or a business move?
I mean, how much of dating is not a business move?
Right. Why would you date someone that's beneath you? I'll just say that, right? So as a man and as a father, I would tell my daughters exactly that. You know, why would you date someone that's not going where you're going? So how do you meet someone that's on your level if you don't network? Just going out there just dating without any substance. So I'm not saying people, are you dating to be married?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a problem.
Okay. All right.
Well, that is a problem in today's society, right? How old are you? You don't mind me asking?
I'm 30.
Right.
It's a good age.
Right. How old are you?
29.
So when you meet people, you're meeting with the intentions on this could be my future husband.
Not always.
Okay.
Not always. When I'm meeting people, I'm meeting people.
So when you're dating, is this I'm dating him because he has the potential to be my husband. Is that what you have in your mind?
I wouldn't get in a relationship with somebody that I wouldn't see myself trying to grow into that type of partnership with. But when I'm on a date with a man, I'm dating him to get to know him.
So that's why she has to do that, right? What you said, that's kind of weird from New
for the
York.
business.
Right. Well, because I need to know everybody in your
the
circle.
social circle.
Right.
Oh.
I need to know the people you deal with.
But I was actually saying that was like what I've seen men's approach to dating.
That's
like,
not yours.
No.
Okay.
No.
Because my approach to dating, I date for fun. You know, and I'm 60.
Period. Like just for fun.
Just for fun.
But you kind of got a little thing going though already. So.
Right.
Uh-oh.
But I date for fun.
Right.
Right. I've never looked at someone and said, I was speaking to Aaron earlier. If we're watching a twerking contest and I'm interested, I don't want to marry this young lady. I don't even want to date her.
Why would you be watching a twerking contest?
Because they have them.
I'm sorry.
So
That's such a. he ready.
So I wouldn't want to, I'm not going to say I want to marry her, be serious with her, but I wouldn't mind taking her out.
Okay.
You know, and that's it. I'm not here to.
What's the value in the connection of this new person?
Honestly, fun.
Okay.
Right. Sex or just having a good time.
Okay.
So that's what it is.
Okay.
But I'm 60. So
Okay.
I've done a lot.
What would you say to the women that like say like, yo, like that's nasty. You gotta chill out. Like you 60. What would you say to them?
I wouldn't care I don't care what somebody thinks about. I'm 60, so this is how 60 acts, right? Someone else might be 60, and that's how that 60 acts, carry themselves. This is how this 60 carry it. This works for me.
How did you get to that answer of saying like, I'm dating for fun? How did you get there?
Because I've been married.
Okay.
I was young, so it really don't count, but I was married at 19, and I didn't give it another chance. I was like, this didn't work out for me.
Okay.
Because most people get married at that age.
Back in the day.
Right.
Yeah.
Back in your day.
Right. Everybody, all my friends, cousins, they got married right out of college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and surprisingly, still are married today.
Wow.
Yeah, going on 30, 35, you know. So something to that. Me, it didn't work out for me, right? It didn't work out for a lot of people, apparently. And a lot of people got married back then. Got more people than some not got divorced, right? So what's the purpose of, I had a friend tell me when I was getting married, he said, marriage is for broke people. Two people that needs help financially.
Who's your friend?
Steve,
You don't have to say his name. I'm just like,
I was gonna say his name.
essence-wise, who's your friend who believes this?
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, he's not a person that you know, that's doing nothing in life that you're gonna really listen to, but it makes sense, right?
Wait, he is someone who's not doing much?
Somebody to not follow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not, you know.
Okay.
But, and this was 30 years ago, so 40 years ago, not 30 years ago. So that made a lot of sense to me. Today, it still makes sense to me.
You agree that marriage is for broke people?
I agree that. So, what's the benefit of marriage? Because we're talking about dating that leads to marriage, right?
Okay.
So, what's the benefit of marriage when I don't need your help to do anything?
Companionship. And future like legacy and agreements and offsprings. Kids.
I got all that, and I'm not married.
You did it by yourself?
I did it with women,
That's my point.
right? But we're not married.
So you're saying what's the point of marriage itself, like the actual like agreement,
contract.
the contract, not the companionship. You're looking at just the marriage point.
Right. Because you can have companionship and having fun. So, like I said, let's go back to young ladies twerking contest. That looks fun. She looks like she's fun, right? Then you come across a woman that's very professional. Oh, she looks like she's very professional. So why can I have that and that? Because the professional lady, she's not going to twerk.
Why do you think that?
Well, most of them don't.
Why do you think that?
I don't, because society tells them, because you go to school and this, and you got people saying, just like you said, why would you look at twerking? Same reason you said, why would I look at it?
I didn't say why would you. I said why are you?
Okay, just like you said, why are you looking at it? Because a lot of people look down on things, and then most professional women most professional people care about somebody else seeing them in a particular light.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Yeah.
And so now they got they're molding themselves.
And what is the signal of seeing a woman twerking? Like, what does that say to you when you see a woman twerking in public?
Fun. She is fun.
What about that is like your version of fun?
First of all, well, if it's a contest, there's multiple women up there, and you're gonna look at the sexiest one. Mm-hmm. All of them not gonna be sexy.
Fair.
Right. But all of them are fun.
Okay.
You know, I like her personality. She can get up there and do that. Oh yeah, I like that. So you're thinking now.
So it's about like freedom of expression.
Fantasy.
Okay.
Because now you're thinking about, you know, what's twerking? Shaking that ass.
Okay.
So now you're going there. And so that's what dating is to me.
Okay, shaking that ass, that's dating.
I'm here for the sex.
Okay, all right.
So, like you said, you're there for potential husband. Not when you meet him, but when you date him.
When I'm with him.
Right. So that's potential husband to you.
Yeah.
I can be with you for forever. As long as you can twerk, as long as you look sexy, I'm here. So that's another thing, right? So men are visual, are we not? Come on.
You know what I say? Because this is like into my like X thing. The looks get us there. The personality keeps us there.
Okay.
So I can't fully say yes to that, but majority or like initially, yeah.
So will you approach someone that you find unattractive?
Would I approach them?
Right.
No.
Okay.
Would I stay around them if we so happen to get along? Absolutely.
Right. I know. I've met a gang of unattractive women that can't. I'm like, boy, if you look a little bit better, we might can do something. So
I've done something.
I mean,
you know what's interesting?
Yeah,
you know what's interesting about this room? Like we're all like, I think we all show different pieces of the equation. Like there's people who are married, men and women, for like 30 years, and they're breaking up with their husband or their wives because they're like, I haven't lived, and now I want to do whatever I think a 6-year-old is supposed to do, which is live, right? I feel like you're a version of a healthy female. I met a lot of women.
A female what?
Women.
Plant?
Nah,
Okay.
like.
I sent you that text message a couple of days ago.
Oh, I remember that one.
Oh, well, never mind.
I forgot about that one. But yes, I speak to a lot of women. I was speaking to a woman today at T Rush's Lounge. Shout out to T Rush. And I ain't gonna say her name, but like I feel like she's not ready to date. And I was like, I asked her a very basic question. To me, it's a basic question. If you found your perfect person, would you actually get in a relationship with that person? And the answer is, she was like, well, how do I know it's my perfect person? I'm like, whatever you think a perfect person is, however long it takes you to like say, hey, like, because it doesn't take more than 2-3 dates. Like, it's a vibe. Kind of like what I was saying in New York. I don't know. And then she started saying that, and I'm like, well, you've had bad dates. And she's like, what do you mean bad date? I'm like, think about your worst date. Mm-hmm. It took less than an hour to figure out this is not the person for you.
Yeah.
So it's sometimes a little more. I get it, but it's a spectrum. And the person I actually liked a lot, it took our second time I was like, oh, cool. Third time was like clicked, and it's just been like a great ass plateau from there. So when you find your person, you can like feel it. Like it's not a thing you have to guess. And if you can't feel anything, you ain't feeling it. That's my thing. If you don't feel it, it's not it. But so I was like, if this person showed up, or maybe some people haven't felt it. But if this person showed up, would you go out with them? And she's like, I don't know. So she's hesitating. And to me, I get that, because to me in life, it's about like, people say, oh, you got to get ready, you got to get ready, you got to like go through all these things and figure out. To me, if you're ready to do something, you're just going to figure it out and make it happen. And you're going to go along the way. Hey, I want to start a business, but I don't know how to code AI.
But that's kind of proof that you can't just know within 3 dates. Like there is a certain level of like practice that you'd have to pressure test whether this is your person.
You're speaking about this other thing where I believe there's 2 types of matches for people. There's a person you meet where they're just your person. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to try. It just fits. There's another person who is not your person, but they can grow into being your person. And that's what I feel like people find more often. Like I've met both. I've met a person where it was like instant love and like, oh my God, it's just perfect. I wanted to stay like this from day one. I met another girl who was a slow burn. I just started liking her more and more and more and more and more. And it just grew to like more. And so like, I still count them as both, as like in the bucket of like, yo, this is your person. But you can tell if it's going up or down from your experiences with that person. But what I was saying with her is that like her answers weren't given. Like we spoke a little bit like it's kind of like making sense. And like, I feel like the moment it's clear for you that's your person, you're going to go all in. But when I was asking her, when it's clear for you that's your person, would you do it? She kept giving me a bunch of excuses. And I do sales. I've done sales for all my life. And I can tell when it's a smokescreen and when it's an actual thing. She's not ready for a relationship.
What's a perfect person?
A perfect person.
So let's ask everybody that question. So what would be what's your perfect person?
A perfect person is like, they just compliment you. Like, I know I need to be loved, nurtured, physically touched. I do a lot of challenging things that I'm the first in my bloodline to do. I need to be understood and I need to be supported. I need a cheerleader. I used to have terrible inner game and mindset. And then why? Because in my mind, I've played sports, and anybody that's played sports, you have to be a high performer. You kick yourself till you get better. And I do that.
You what yourself until you get better?
Basically, like you keep like saying, like Daquan, you ran the drill wrong. Daquan, you did this. But there's no like cheerleader. You have to say like, I did great. You have to have both.
That's so funny. I got asked, this guy that I used to date, worked in finance, was very, very type A, very anal. And I was like considered his like artsy girlfriend. And I remember one time we got into this really, really long debate of whether he was looking for a coach or a cheerleader. Because there's this almost like desire to have your woman have the energy and the spirit of a cheerleader, but almost have the sharpening of a coach.
That's kind of good.
But it's not practical.
It's not practical for a
So
lot
that's how
of
you
women.
feel, right?
I don't feel like it is. I don't think it's practical in the sense that you can do both. I can be a cheerleader now. Tomorrow I can be a coach. Tomorrow, then the day after that, I can be a cheerleader again.
That is both.
But I'm saying like simultaneously, I think a cheerleader can't know the game. They just have to cheer for you to do the thing better. Like, I'm from the side and I'm saying, score the basket, but I don't know.
You got this, honey.
I don't know what the play is. The cheerleader's role is not to know the play. It's to cheer you along and make you feel more spirited. Yeah. The coach's responsibility is to make you run the play correctly.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
But to me,
I know where you were going at first, but I got you.
I get what you're saying, but to me, like being like, to me, a coach, I'll use another word, but like I kind of can see what he's saying, because like sometimes you need me to tell you, you're doing a good job. Or sometimes it'd be like you just started a company in 6 months and right now like you're breaking even. And some people need to come to you and be like, hey, like people fail in the first year. People fail in the first month. I've never seen you do something consistently for 6 months. This is really a good thing. And that's an example of somebody not knowing the play, but still like, I guess being a cheerleader
and a motivate. Well,
a motivate. So to me, a coach would be like a motivational person, because like when you in your head, it's just you by yourself.
Was your favorite coach hard on you or a motivator?
Oh, my coaches sucked. Let me see. Yeah, my coaches were bad.
I'm screaming.
For sports. We never won. So I'll go for the coach that did bring. I was playing football, track and wrestling, but the basketball team kept winning. I'll go off of him as an example, and I'll go off of I guess who's my favorite? I'll go off of my favorite sales coach. So the basketball person, I grew up in Mount Vernon, New York. Coach Swozo, I think his name was, white dude. And he never yelled, but he just had a way of communicating the right behavior. My favorite sales coach, Tiger Rush, 2 rushes, wow. He just, same thing. He just knew how to communicate the winning play without giving you too much harm doing it. He just said, listen, you did it wrong. You went up 3 times to the left. I need you to go up, dart to the right, then go to the left. And then it's just the way you communicate that is very important. So
I want to level set that quickly.
Let me say one more thing. So one more thing is that like, I think what's important for women to do is like for women to be like the neck of the family, where like a lot of times guys are hard-headed. We're like type A, but women can be like, hey, like I like what you're doing, but this is your blind spot. To me, I feel like that's what he was communicating, because that makes sense to me.
Okay.
So you're talking about a family setting.
I'm talking about how women can coach or help guys figure out their blind spot.
So we're talking about dating.
To me, that's coaching. That's coaching to me.
So before you get to the family, we're dating. So how did that help you?
I have a great example. Like, there's a girl I talk to, and she calls it keeping me on my toes. So she looks out for my incongruent behavior. She said, I told her there's a funny thing. When I was growing up, people was like, hey, if you want to become rich, make friends that are rich. And then my thing is like, I have friends that are rich, but I'm not rich. So I'm like, obviously,
you get that. So how do you?
So I kept making friends, and like I'm like, hey, I want to make friends for business. I want to make friends for just friendship. She's like, hey, you keep saying that you're doing this, but like I don't really see you doing it the way you're saying. And she calls me out in a feminine way, and it's like, oh shoot, like I need to stop trying to make my rich friends do business with me, and I stop making my friends that aren't trying to do what they want in their life do business with me. I need to just have like boundaries around it. And now like my friendships get more clear, and I'm like, now I have to like these quadrants of like how to keep things clear, I guess, with me and my friends. I had to put one friend in like the business zone. I put another friend in only the friend zone. But that's like, that can come up at any time. When we were just first getting to know each other, you had a few of those, and I feel like we're very good at communicating. So like it came off maybe not in a perfect way from my memory, but it was still like good. Like when you were like, hey, Daquan, da 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 da, and this is what I'm seeing, and like it made sense.
Yeah.
So as a woman, and we was talking about that coaching. So going into dating, I'm asking, how do you feel about what he needs, what a man needs? Because this is what I'm hearing. This is what I hear because I'm one of them people. My love language, which I just found out what it was touchy. You know. Huh?
You always knew that.
I didn't know that was a love language. When people used to say, what's your love language? I'd be like, I don't know what the fuck a love language is. But I do know I like to be touched, caressed, and, all that, when it comes to me and my female. And a female once told me, she said, that's kind of sassy. Sassy because I want to be the little spoon sometime, So you hear that, and men are not allowed to be who we want to be because me and my woman, that's a safe space. That's a real safe place for me to be with your woman. And then for a woman to come say, kind of attack you for letting your hair down, for just being.
Well, I didn't say it to you before we keep going. I didn't tell you that you couldn't be the little spoon. You can be wherever you want to be the little spoon. You can be the little spoon. Right.
I mean, I don't always want to. I want to be hugged too. And so that was, and I'm 60, right? And women like, how is that? Because I want to be hugged too, I want to be felt on, and I can say that as a man. I know a lot of brothers too tough and too rough, to be sensitive, with a woman.
I think everybody is feeling a level of pressure and claustrophobia to what is expected of them, depending on like
social media.
If they're a man or a woman, it's a lot. It's a lot. I don't think it was. I don't think it was just social media. I think it fanned the flames of it, and it's fanning the flames of it constantly. But I do think that people have probably historically navigated that claustrophobia in their own way. And then on social media, it says, well, this is the remedy for it. You feel this way about dating, do this thing. You feel this way about it, do this thing. I mean, essentially, I hope my goal is never to do that now when I'm talking about dating, because I've discovered that like when me and my homegirls talk about like flirting, if my friend flirted like I did, she would look silly. If I dressed how my other homegirl dressed, it wouldn't look right on me. Like, be yourself, and then seek relationships with the authenticity of who you are. And I mean, even for me, I probably lean, going back to the conversation about like coaching and cheerleading, I lean more cheerleading.
Okay.
I lean more of a cheerleader, but the type of person I am where I feel a strong level of conviction around my thoughts sometimes. Like, I'm not about to sit around you and I feel this way and I'm just going to hold this thought. Like, you got to know. I think that you do that and it's a bad habit. And it might, like you said, it might not be the best way, but I also think that I've been lucky enough to have relationships where it's a constant negotiation of who I am to them and who they are to me. I am not expected to just sit in that one seat, except the one that I brought up, which I think for me was a catalyst relationship where I was like, hold on, I need to rethink who I'm dating and who I am in relationships. But I do think that I've been lucky enough to have positive, informative, romantic relationships with men. So, but it starts with knowing who I am as a woman and knowing the type of man I want to be in relationship with. I'm not going to yuck your yum. You like the girl in the twerking contest. I personally would never be in that twerking contest.
Also,
but the man that I'm dating knows that just because I have a very demanding job don't mean I won't throw ass from time to time. I just might not be the girl in the twerking contest.
Right. So there we are. Freak in the sheets.
I didn't say...
Hoe in the sheets and a lady in the street. That's
freak,
what a man wants.
Freak is like so...
No, I'm sorry, I misspoke.
Or as Jai calls it, what do you call my future girlfriend? What do you call my future girlfriend?
I don't know what I said that day when you told me I said that. I was like, I never said that. Sometimes I just be saying stuff. I said it earlier. It was something like giving head in a suit.
No.
Something like that?
I said my future wife, like, she's gonna be a corporate woman. She's gonna be about her business. She's gonna be very well spoken. She's gonna have like like every black person knows like the switch. You could go from ghetto hood to like super corporate, and she's gonna be a freak in the sheets. So I said she's a female Christian Grey, and then and Jai says, "Oh, so you want a smut in a suit? A slut in a suit?
A slut in a suit? That is what I said.
So,
a slut in a suit.
I misspoke when I said a freak in the sheet. I meant a hoe in the sheets.
I feel like hoe. I feel like hoe is more in the mind.
Oh yeah.
I feel like being a hoe is more in the mind than in the body. Well, I literally just had that conversation a couple of days ago. Hoe is a mindset.
Right, and I need that mindset to be in the bed. Right, and now we say we say that
because if we think about hoeing, it's like prostitution.
Well, no,
and it's using sexuality to get something. I mean, essentially,
that's not what I'm saying.
I think that I wouldn't call you I would call you sexually free, but I would call promiscuous. Whichever one you want to put. I would say sexually free. I wouldn't say promiscuous. But based on what I've heard from now I'm getting warmed up. Y'all hear that, how this happened? I'm getting louder. I hear it. Based on your perspective of dating and you've already experienced marriage, you've already built family, you get to leverage your sexuality and your sexual appetite, you being a man, to have companionship that you may not have to put up other things for. A woman might use her sexuality to get nice things, to be put up, but she never has to be your cheerleader or coach. She's just fucking.
Well, why do women not want that?
She needs to be all that, right? So I don't want to say, when I say a hoe, I'm not saying the prostitution
that's why I said it's more of a mindset. So it doesn't have to be.
She has to be
cash for ass. I'm just saying that there is a value add to you having sex with somebody without the full commitment of being with somebody. And I'm not saying that you are not experiencing companionship, but what it sounds like you are doing is getting companionship without the full investment of what it means. That's what I'm hearing. That's my assumption. I'm not saying.
Let me explain to you. I am currently in a relationship.
Okay.
Right? A couple of them, right? And it is a relationship.
A couple of them.
He's poly, guys. He's poly.
Yeah. Okay.
For all those in the back.
Well, I am, just my females aren't. Oof. So they're reluctantly with a guy with another woman.
What was that called?
A headache.
For all those in the back, that's ethical monogamy.
Right.
Is it ethical?
Well, they don't agree.
Ethical non-monogamy.
Yeah,
and I would argue that it isn't necessarily ethical because
they don't agree.
They themselves are. I mean, it's ethical.
They know.
It's
so that's what makes it ethical.
Gray is what I'll say.
They do it. Right. They know, but
they don't like it. They know it though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it becomes a headache occasionally. But and it's hard for it not to be a headache. I mean, it is. I mean,
Is he the dating coach or is it me?
It's someone asked me about that, right?
What's that?
And how do I feel about how my women are? Because you express it, and I said the second they legalize prostitution, it's over with for me. The second it's legalized.
Okay.
Because I'd rather live in that world than live in a world that was trying. Because I'm gonna be me, If I'm not faking trying to say I want multiple women.
But
that's who I am.
that's the thing. I don't get that for men. Like, how do you have sex with women you have no connection with?
Huh?
With no connection with.
Say that one more time.
How do you have sex?
I heard what you said, but
how do you have sex with women? How is it even good that you can have sex with women with no connection?
Now, the older I am, it's hard. I don't even do it anymore. I can't.
So it's a maturity kind of thing.
But when I was younger, I could fuck her. She can walk through that door. I've never met her in my life.
How I get in it?
I'm just saying, a person I've never met in my life.
This episode is sponsored by the Clarity Method. I'm launching my new dating offer for all the guys in Tulsa and across the world who wants help with dating. I have an offer that's going to be launched right after this episode. I have coached hundreds and hundreds of men in other people's programs, and I've helped get guys married, help them lose their virginities, help them find a girl of their dreams, and help prepare them for the person they want to be to when the relationship comes. Because I never really had the ability to help you find your girl, but now I can create the person you want to be and help you grow a lot faster than we would do on your own, thanks to what I developed as the Clarity Method. It's a patented method I've developed with me and a few friends that know a lot about psychology. We're here to help men because we're looking to answer the question, where are the men in today's world? So we're here to cultivate better men, to create better relationships.
I can't have a one night stand anymore. At one point, I can walk in a club and her and in the club, Now, I can't do that. I'm not even interested in that. But at one point in my life, and it was far after the age of teenager. It was probably around your age too that I can do that. Around 30, early 30s, I can do that. But it got to a point to where I wasn't interested in it because I developed romance. I need to hug. I need to know the woman. I need a lot of intimacy. I need a lot of that going on with a person that you just met. You're not gonna do any of that. You still at the age where it's gonna change. You're still at the age where you get an erection because you want one. I gotta hug you and kiss you and hold your hand and do a lot of other things to get excited about sex. Where when I was young, I woke up with a hard on and kept it all day. So I guess that happens with us.
Look.
Let me ask y'all this. Where do y'all think the men is? Because I host events, and even since New York for 18 months ago till now.
In Tulsa?
I host this. This is going to be my 4th event in Tulsa.
No, where are the men in Tulsa?
Period. But Tulsa specifically, yeah, like they're just like, I don't even see them outside.
So
like,
are
literally.
you, because they're all over. So are you talking about professional men? Or are you talking about men that's with substance? I mean, what are you talking about?
All types of men. The men in the corporate world apparently are gone. The men in the club dating scene, yeah, they said statistically, 40% of men now are like unemployed or something like that, or left having jobs and are just like not working. And then when I go downtown, I see way more women than men.
I mean, they produce more than us. For every one man that's born, is 7 girls.
Apparently, that's not true anymore. Apparently, it's 51% men now. That just came out like a year ago or something. 51% men and it's 49% women.
I don't know about that.
I didn't believe it, but
I still don't.
Fact check it.
I was about to say. Fact check.
editor. Jamie.
I don't know about that. So that can't be true because that's part of my argument. It's more
What
women.
was the source? The census?
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's because women don't answer census. They hang up the phone in the person.
All I can say is from the last 10.
That's a good that's a good comedy hook. But do you really mean that, or are you just joking?
He means everything he jokingly says.
Right.
Okay.
Do you answer? Do you when they mail that thing to you? Do you fill it out? Send it back. No, there you go. Answer the question. Ask them.
I sent so many emails and respond to so many. Like, I'm a matriarch in my community. Like, some things can wait.
Right. So it's not a dig on women.
I'm kidding.
Right.
I'm kidding.
It's just that's just who women are, right? Just like in dating, we want different. The book, men are from Venus and women from Mars. I have whatever it was about, and that was a great book. And we actually speak two different languages.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, that was a great book. Oh,
Right.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we speak two different languages, and one thing means something to you. So when I say, because sex is important in a relationship, right? But y'all want to play like it's not.
It's the glue.
Wait, say that one more time.
Sex is important in relationships.
It's the glue.
And who thinks it's not?
Women want to play like it's more than sex, when it's not more than sex. It's other things. So for instance, I want the sex, so I'm gonna do the other things to ensure that I get the sex. So if I'm in a relationship with you, right, I'm gonna do the other things. If you want me to rub your feet, I don't want to rub your feet. I'm not a feet rubber, but I'm gonna rub your feet. I'm gonna give you a massage.
Some men like rubbing feet.
Well, because that's their fetishes. Well, that's not mine. But
Some
I'm
men
gonna
like
rub your feet.
Somebody like rubbing.
You know, you have men that are breast men.
Okay.
So they gonna spend a lot of it's just things. I'm pretty sure you don't came across men that don't like fellatio, but they do it.
I don't get that, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
This is hilarious. Continue.
But they do it because they want the sex, right? So that's why, to us, to men, we could care. I can't care less about how your day went.
Jeez, why?
Because we don't care, but we gonna ask you how your day went.
What if you said you don't care? What would that feel like in your body to just say I don't care?
To a woman?
No, just in general in this conversation where you say I don't care, because I would have experiences that debunk the fact.
You act like you cared on it.
I mean,
You don't care.
I do care. I care. I be asking men too, but
You care what?
I care how they did, cause so there's two type of lovers: cats and there's dogs, right? Like dogs, like you're loyal, like I gotta be on you 24/7. I like cats. I want them to go about their business, have a life, go do something,
Same.
come back, and then like, hey, what's up? What Kyle do to your work? You know they gonna fire him, right? Like I be shooting this shit too. It's kind of fun.
Well, it's shooting the shit, conversation, and giving a fuck. Two different things, right?
I give a fuck to. Okay, I see what you're saying. I do give a fuck to a degree. Like I don't really care what happens to Kyle, but I care about having this conversation with you. I don't care about Kyle, but you And so I like it. I would say I'd express I like it more than what you're saying, making it sound like. Yeah.
Females told me I was a great listener because I'm listening. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. I'm not just saying that because I don't want to engage in the conversation.
You know why I care? Because I learn things I wouldn't know. I know so much about how women think. I know a lot about how women think.
No, you don't.
I do. You know how much I know about women think?
No, he doesn't. You're right.
I know a lot about women think, and it's helped me develop my company. Every time I put out an email or this or that, women are like, "Oh my God, this is great." Guys, crickets. I think I know less about how to market to men than women.
My grandmother
Or just
has
talk to them or get
21
along with.
grandkids, right? One grandson. That means I have 20 female cousins. I don't know how they think.
But you don't care.
Because you don't care.
That's why you don't know you don't care.
Well, no, when it comes to your family, that's the difference.
But what? Okay, all right.
Because that's not just a female, that's your cousin.
Okay, wait.
So you're listening.
In some of my not all men my separation or trying to navigate as a woman with all of this social media as he should, or you on a date and this was the blah blah blah. To navigate some of that, I've really had to think about who I am in community with other Black people that also include men, and how I treat the man on a date, how I treat somebody who I'm romantically interested in. Not saying it's apples to apples, but I think about my younger brother and how his dating experiences will grow into. I think about my uncles who have lost their father and are dealing with, grief in a certain way. And I think about the wholeness in which I think about the men in my life and what is the difference in my inability to do that for somebody I'm romantically interested in. So now I'm sitting across at a table with the man and all I see is like, well, he should pay for this date. Now, I'm not saying that he shouldn't pay for the date, but that's not all I see.
Expectation is disgusting.
Are you talking about any man should pay for this?
Y'all didn't. I know I shouldn't have thrown that one thing in. I knew that's what y'all would hear. I'm just
because we wasn't listening to nothing else.
And I really, what I just said was really important. Yeah. Like there is how you should want to treat women well.
For sure,
you should want to care
because you know why? Because of the prize.
But no,
you're not paying attention to him.
No,
we treat women well.
How are you, especially if I'm hearing that you are in constant relationship with women romantically, and because of that, your body and your mind is going to take what you do as fact. If you're listening to all of the women, and it sounds like there are a lot, all of the women that you are dealing with romantically over time, I don't mean just now, I mean over time.
Okay. And
she's telling you about her day, and you are hearing wah 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 wah.
Absolutely.
And it's decades of that.
Right.
How are you going to then come out of that practice and in community with me as somebody who you're not gonna fuck? You won't have that.
Right. So I'm not gonna deal with you if I'm not. I don't have female friends. I have a barber. Right, okay. And she and I talk because she's
shouts to the barber.
Okay,
right? Because she's my barber, right? And
that sounds extremely isolating to only experience women sexually. And if that is your story, that's your story. But I think in what I believe women to be in their power and our contribution in family and our contribution in friendship and our contribution professionally, we have so much more to offer than just like getting your dick wet.
No, not to me.
Well,
so the contribution to me.
That's extremely.
You spoke about companionship
limiting.
also before, though.
Yeah. So when I go on a trip, I want to take one with me.
No, you spoke about.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I was speaking about. Having companions to do things with, not to live with. Not. I have. Hold on. Let me say this. I have a lady that washes my clothes. I have a lady that cleans my house. What you say about the dick wet? I have a lady for that. I have a lady that I'm in a relationship with that I can sit up and talk to. Mm-hmm. That I can talk to, that listens to me. Because as men, we like to talk too. We like to be heard too, also, right? And
what if she doesn't care?
She probably don't.
Okay.
I don't need her to care. I don't need her advice. Matter of fact, you said something about you had something to say, and then you said you gave your opinion on a guy with the business thing, right?
Okay.
And I immediately thought, I'd have been offended. Fuck about what you talk. Fuck about your advice in my business. Mm. I'd have got offended to that, and then I would have been defensive. Mm. Immediately I would have been defensive. I wouldn't have said anything. I wouldn't have showed it, but I'd have been defensive if you had the audacity.
Audacity.
To say anything to me about how to run a company, right?
Oof. Eerie.
I know.
Eerie.
I'm 60. And then
I don't think it's about your age, but
it might be.
Okay.
Because I don't need your help, right? I need you what I need you for. I'm past needing. I don't need you to
get a blow up doll.
Who? Different. I don't
get
know.
Get a little. What's the pocket pussy? What did y'all call it?
Why do that?
Why does it have to be human then? If you just need her to only exist in this one particular way, why does it have to come in the body of someone who also has a mind, who has a soul,
hold on.
who has desires? Why does it have to be that?
So you know those guys that have every Lamborghini because it's
an inanimate object,
right? Or every color shoe,
an inanimate object,
because they can.
Okay.
So why would I'm gonna get what I can get.
Were you always like that?
As far as I know, I was always like
You wasn't like that when you were married?
I was only married for like 18 months. Because I like, this ain't what I thought marriage was.
19 and 18 months?
Yeah. Well, I asked for a divorce immediately. Like, this is a real story. I got married in December. I asked for a divorce in February.
A year after.
No, 2 months later, I asked for a divorce because this is not what I thought it was going to be, right?
What you thought it was going to be?
At 19, so the only person I seen my mother and father get married, was married. I didn't want to be that, you know. They was bickering. They stayed constantly. Now,
I see.
You know, and I don't want no parts of that. So when I seen that coming to fruition, like, hold on, what we arguing for? Because I didn't see my grandparents argue. So why are we arguing? Because I know that's just something that's something else. We don't have to do the arguing thing. Because my thing was, I did everything. I took care of all the bills. She didn't have to do nothing but what I asked her to do. And when I came home one day and she was laying there looking like she looked when I left, didn't do anything. And there was the argument. She started to cook when I walked in the house. 6, 7 o'clock, whatever, right? And I mean, I ain't gonna eat till 9, 10 o'clock, right? And so that started an argument because I said something about it. She started an argument. That argument led me to say, okay, let's get a divorce. I'm not gonna even try to make this work because of me asking you why you started cooking when I walk in the house, and it made sense to you at 19, and then and that's another thing. I should have looked at her mom situation and knew she didn't know better. Now, that was my experience. My cousin been married since he was 19. He's still married today. I got several cousins that's been married that long, still married today. Now, their experience was different, right? But I grew up in a household where my mother and father stayed like this. You'd thought they was in a rap battle. And I didn't want no parts of that. So to me, I seen the good marriages, and they stayed together until they died, till my mother died, and you know, but they were together 50 years. Amazing to me. Now, and I've seen marriages that have been together just as long, and I didn't witness that turmoil.
Did you ever want a long-term healthy marriage that reflects the ones that you say are good, or did you not think that you could get one?
Marriage to me, I was 19. So you know, notice I said everybody that was, now I have friends that got married, 20, whatever. My son got married at 23. He's divorced now, right? Because he.
You didn't answer my question.
I want to listen. Say it again. Ask again.
I'm gonna do what a lot of women probably don't do in your life is tell you no. And I won't ask the question. We don't have.
Tell me no.
I won't engage in that part again because I think that may be something that that's your journey. That's your journey. But I will say something that I read, and I really wish I remember where I read it. But it was around relationships. Maybe it was like Buddhist mentality, something of like an Eastern type of religion. Just around the fullness that you discover when you get into the depths of a longer term relationship. And this is not just romantic, this is all types of relationship, and how you can find yourself in a lifetime of cycles when you experience shorter stints of relationship. And I will say that even if marriage is not promised, it's not a human right that is just given to you once you decide that you want it. But I will say that the type of person I want to be is someone who can exist, grow, and be there for another person long term. In the ugly, in the disagreement, in that argument that it's like, why did you wait till I got in the house to start dinner? I want to have the ability for who is worth it, knowing that I am also worth it to get through those things. And if your line of like, this is my leash, is that length, all power to you. So I have no desire to have a leash that short when it comes to love.
So now listen to this, right? Let me ask you a question. You know that's what everything you just said is brand new.
What is brand new?
Because marriage is not what you just said. If you look at a marriage originally, none of that is in it. None of what you said. That's one of the woman's place originally in marriage. That was never her place. But now, because that's new, right? But why is it new all of a sudden?
There's a hyper focus. I didn't say anything about women or men in anything that I just said.
Well, in relationships,
Talking about marriage, you know what the best place to find out where the person is you can get married today, guys? I host dating events, and it's backed by a curated Spark quiz that I created that helps you find your match. There's a few different quadrants you can figure out. It's a 5-minute quiz, 24 questions. And once you figure it out, guess what? You get sent a match to your inbox. And then you can meet that match at the next event. It's called beyondthesparks.com. You can check it out. It's sponsored by me and my team. You can show the image of the team. And right now we're in Tulsa. We held an event in OKC. We have another one in Tulsa. And we're going to be expanding pretty shortly to Dallas. So that is the sponsor of the episode, Beyond the Sparks. Go ahead and take the quiz now and find your match.